Yo, YouTube, what's good? What's good? Welcome back to the NT Shop. It's your boy, Tonio. Here we focus on faith, facts, and honest reactions. You know what I'm saying? I've been battling with this one, man, for a minute. And, it need to be said, because to say it is love. You feel me? Because you can't correct nothing if, you can't correct something that you can't even acknowledge. And I think it needs to be said. You feel me? And, a hit dog holler. So what that mean this is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if the shoe fit, wear it. You feel me? And I know a lot of folks gonna be they gonna come for you, boy. But it is what it is. Cause like I said, it's been on my heart to say it, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You know what I'm saying? And this right here for my, for my women, for my ladies that's out there, and y'all need to stand up. You feel me? Take your places where you belong, not like where you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, a lot of women think they living in, as they say, they truth or whatever. But, man, we know that's not a real thing. And don't get me wrong, you have exceptions to the rule, but again, this is not for everybody. This is for the ones that need to hear this. And I hope y'all understand who is who, because I know women have this blind code, and it don't even have to be about them. But they will, you know what I'm saying? They'll jump in that jump swinging, you know what I'm saying? Just for another, you know what I'm saying? I get it. You're supposed to have each other back. But it's not real love if you can't be honest with each other. That's all I'm saying. Because like I told you, I gave the men the business a couple days ago. It's y'all turn, you feel me? Because I was raised by strong women who could take criticism and not be in their feelings. I mean, even today, it'd be hard for them to accept some of the stuff I be saying, but I'd be like, y'all raised me, not the other way around, you know what I'm saying? Because they were so blunt to us growing up as kids. That's what I developed the thick skin, you know what I'm saying? And trust me, it was my hard time growing up with the women I grew up with, man. I mean, the men they was already brutal. But they was good. It's just the women, dude, they was cutthroat. Like, my grandma, man, she'll cut you so deep, man, then pick you right back up and offer you something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was so cutthroat, it didn't make no sense. And I'm talking about my mom, aunties, big cousins, like, all women. Like, but, I had a lot of men in my family, too, though, so I had a perfect little balance. But I'll tell you, man, you just didn't want to do mama them or auntie them wrong, man, or say something they didn't agree with. Man, but then, I had men that, they stood on business. So they didn't really, you ain't ever see them attack like my dad or my uncles or, some big cousins, something like that. Didn't see it. But us, the kid, because like I said, it's an order. God, man, woman, child. We was the children, so we got it. And we got it in the worst way. And hey, they did not hold back on us. And I'm glad they didn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. I appreciate them for that. You know what I'm saying? They was preparing me for this world out here. Because this world cutthroat. And it'll roll you over and keep rolling. Because it don't wait for nobody. It don't care about nobody. So that's why I'm glad I did the video Facts Over Feelings. Because this world is undefeated. Many have tried and all have lost. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go up against this world. You know what I'm saying? Because this world will crush you. And so when people trying to help correct you, it's done out of love. But because you in your feelings and don't want to hear no truth, like don't want to accept the facts over your feelings, it tends to get all murky and all cluttered up and hard to decipher. Because like if you just accept the truth for what it is, we can all move on and we can all try to get better. You know what I'm saying? Especially you, because if I'm talking to you, you the one need to do the work. But that's why I said a minute ago when I said about common sense, like if we can agree on certain things, we can actually get back to that common sense line. To where everybody, you know what I'm saying, will point it out. It's wrong. Fix it. It don't have to be a bad session. It's correction. You know what I'm saying? It's growth in being corrected. Who don't want to grow? I wait. But like I told you, this is a touchy subject because, all right, y'all women something serious nowadays, man. Not all, again, but the ones who this message is for. Come on, baby. I know y'all can do better. Because I know I'm sick of seeing it. And it's hard to watch. Because women used to be the standard. I'm not saying men didn't run stuff. We always have, but women used to be the standard. How we dress. If it was something they didn't like, we didn't wear it. You know what I'm saying? They would instantly check a dude growing up in school, man. And you had to come correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, to walk up to a woman and try to get, just holler at her, get down on her, or, get that number or whatever. Or even just trying to speak to her, dude. Like, that was some nerve-wracking stuff, but it was worth doing. You know what I'm saying? Because we had to stand up. Wasn't no cell phones, wasn't no tweeting and Facebook. Now we had to go face to face, man. Standing, hey, pointing them feet directly up like, hey, I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? But I think social media play a major role in why everything's so messed up today, because they done gave y'all an imaginary bar. Cause I told y'all the other day was this big girl. She was telling me she want $500,000 from a dude. I'm like, what? But we here, but we can't be fixed. Cause I told you we not cooked, man. God's still there. He just waiting on y'all to turn back to him. Well, turn back to man first. Then hey, come on, it's an order, baby. So let's fix the order. That's why so much chaos out here right now, because we out of order. Let's get into it.
For young women, I honestly think you are the most. For young women, I honestly think you are the most progressive, liberal, radical of a generation in the history of planet Earth. You are the least likely to want to get married. You are the most pro-abortion, the most pro-transgender, the most pro-drug legalization, the most anti-man, anti-family, anti-everything. You guys have become fully delusional. You have the highest rates of suicidal thoughts and mental health problems, just FYI, all because you've been lied to, okay? This is a sociological experiment. This is a complete fraud. What you're being told leads to absolute guaranteed misery. The number of unmarried women worldwide should tell you everything. You see, beauty is not the prize. Us men are not struggling to find looks. That's easy. We're struggling to find common sense, stability, peace, and most importantly, basic character.
Yeah, I go with him. Peace is like at the top of the list. All that other stuff, man, don't need it, don't want it. It's actually too much. I told you where that look come from. You know what I'm saying? And a woman told me this. Was tickled, you know what I'm saying? Tickled pink when she told me that. I was dying laughing. Because she said the look come from drag queens, man. You know, all the lashes and the nails and all the makeup and the big hairdos. And I went back and looked it up. I was like, wow. Right there. And that was in the 70s, dude. 70s and the 80s. So let you know they ain't even, that ain't even y'all look. You got that look from a man. That's how you know you're not in your real character. And don't get me started on this music. Oh, I hate that they took strippers off the pole and put a mic in their hand. Come on, man. We grew up to like Queen Latifah and MC Light and EVE. Don't get me wrong, we had some what's that girl name? My neck, my back. What? Can't remember my name. We had them too, but they was more. They wasn't mainstream. You know what I'm saying? What's that girl name? Adina Howard. Like we had some. Hey, Lil Kim. See, Lil Kim was the first, like Adina version of a female rapper that was like mainstream. If you want to be honest, she really was started the whole little trend for your Sexy Reds and Cardi B's and all them folk, Meg Thee Stallion. Cause like she had a poster, man, when she was squatting down, and you know what I'm saying. Every man, well, yeah, every man, boy, child had that poster on their wall. Either you wanted to get with her or you wanted to be her. Like she changed the game, and I mean she changed it for the worse because that's where it all started. You know, it's 304 culture, man. Like we should all be in agreement that a thought was not a good thing. And that wasn't too long ago. I'm talking like maybe 10 years ago, 2016. Yeah, we was all in agreement. But the lines got blurred, like I said, when they took a stripper off the pole and put a mic in her hand, man. It changed the game. Because she was pushing nothing but degeneracy. And had women thinking this was their essence, but it never was, because think about this. A lot of their raps was wrote by dudes. I ain't so you talking about the men write the raps. They getting their look from trans. Come on, like, this ain't even y'all. This ain't even y'all. I remember, oh man, I'm talking about how can I explain? Like, you have to be there. Well, I'm talking we grew up with some of the baddest women, man, in the late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, late 90s. Like, I'm talking about bad. And they didn't need half the stuff that y'all be putting on. These women was gorgeous. We didn't even know what a BBL was back then. No eyelid, no, none of that. I'm talking about these folks could just be plain Jane beautiful. And my wife, my daughter, they plain Jane beautiful. They don't need all that stuff, man. But I'm ranting. I'm ranting right now. You know what I'm saying? I digress a little bit. Let's keep going.
I feel like all I do is work and work and work. I work every day. Every day, you guys. Every day. Double shift. I go to one job in the morning and the other job at night while my kids miss me. While my 12-year-old got to watch my 2-year-old, right? I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm tired of being alone. I'm tired of motherfuckers making me do shit by myself, okay? I'm with a nigga that don't do nothing for me. I'm tired. I just want to go home. I feel like I want to die. I want to go home. I want to check myself in the mental hospital.
And I hate it for her. You know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't never supposed to be doing that. She wasn't. She was supposed to be at the crib. And I trip off like how women, you know what I'm saying, they ramshacked the workplace, but then they said they had to because, you know, men wasn't there. But then we do know that a lot of men was pushed out on purpose. So the government can fill in their role. So now let's not act like that didn't play a role. And like, again, like I said, I'm talking to certain people. Not all. You know what I'm saying? But if a hit dog holler, I ain't got nothing to do with it. You hear me? But I do know, and we know, that the government did get rid of men out of the household. They stirred that hornet's nest, but we didn't have to take the bait. That's the point I'm making, because like, to take that bait, that's when y'all turned away from God. Because to destroy the nucleus of the family, man, come on, that was detrimental. Hey, we still dealing with it right now today. And it looks so bad. It looks so bad because I hate watching it, and you know, I hate that it ain't done like took over 100%, but it's still high, very high numbers. And I still believe in God, so I know He can turn this around. And man, it's rough out here, Pim. Let's keep going.
Y'all, they tricked us. Yep, they tricked us. They had black women thinking that we need to keep up with men, that we gotta be bosses and be independent women. They tricked us. I just came from working every day, my own business. I opened and I closed there. I had no time for my family. I had no time for my husband. I had no time because I was tired. I had no time for my kids. I had other people getting them off the bus and not knowing what's going on with my older son. They tricked us, y'all. That's why black women are right now the #1 group getting diagnosed with autoimmune disorders, cancers. Many of these autoimmune disorders come from stress. When we try to live in our masculine. But they tricked us. They tricked us into living in our masculine when we should be living in our feminine.
And some of y'all still falling for it. You've been tricked, but now it's time to wake up out of that and right the ship.
And the true part about it, I ain't gonna say most, a good deal of men right here waiting for y'all to, go ahead and wake up, man. Like, we've been trying to tell y'all this for the longest. But, you know how how when men try to have this conversation, it turned to an argument. And, you don't want to hear nothing. You really are start attacking. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about hearing nothing. You just hey, But, like I said, that's the problem. Don't want to hear no correction. Like, don't want to be told that you're wrong. We have to take that every day. We got to take that hard, I'm going to say no, but we have to take a lot of hard information that we don't want to hear and get better. And don't nobody around care that we get better. Only the person who's hearing that news. Like me, if I'm going through something, who cares? Besides my family. Like, I'm talking about, not even my whole family. I'm talking like my wife and kids. Maybe brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? A few cousins here and there. Beside them, who cares? Who gonna be there if I need to call somebody and ask them, to help me out? Nobody. Men, we face this every day. Like, we have to face hard truths all the time. Going back to when we were kids. That's why to live in masculinity for real, it's simple. When you're a man, you know what I'm saying? Because we raised with this thick skin, man, and we raised to go through it and get out and come out on the other side. Because when we come out on the other side, we're coming out way better than we went in. Okay, you have some women that's an exception to the rule, but we're not talking about that. Just the general woman, that's not y'all. And quit trying to make it y'all. It's just not. God didn't build you that way. Like I said, you have exceptions to the rule. You have some extraordinary women that can go through. But not all. I'm talking about that all is very low. Let's go.
The most dysfunctional thing that is coming out of the black community right now is the behavior of black women and the behavior of their children. Black women have dismantled the core of the community, which is family and structure and stability, and replaced it with chaos and control and confusion. And they don't want to build with black men, but have no problems aligning themselves with the government. Not only do they align themselves with the government, but they push all of the government's agendas, whether it's feminism, BLM, LGBTQ, welfare, whatever it is. If it's detrimental to the home, black women will be behind it. Mind you, you can't correct them. They don't take accountability. They don't want any order. They just want to be in control. Everywhere they go, there is chaos, and literally every situation they touch turns toxic, literally. These are the women that are promoting sexy red, idolizing stripper culture. These are the twerkers that are in the restaurants. These are the women that are fighting on the cruises and in the airports and on the planes. And they don't have any respect for anybody or any regard for anyone outside of themselves. It is pretty freaking disgusting. And the children are just being programmed to be repeat crash outs, for lack of better words. And this is why the black men leave. And this is why the black men don't deal with it, because it's not because of the children. It's because they refuse to deal with whatever that is.
That was deep. That was a lot too. And I ain't heard a lot one time. That's the sad part. Cause see, this video is not done to pick. It's done to, expose, shine light on, to let some see that, they can fix, the problem. If they want to. Because like I told you, everybody wants to be saved anyway, so I'm not speaking to everybody. But I'm speaking to those who want to change. Who want to turn from their wicked ways. Well, look, peep this. One day I was watching this, I was going to say this to the end, but it just keep, coming to me. Go ahead and tell this. But one day I was watching a YouTube video, and I was at work. And, I was at work, and the video, I can't remember what podcast it was, but it was like men and women, they were going back and forth. And it bothered me because women, not all, but some, when they get their little mind made up, they don't want to hear nothing. And I was watching them folks just battling, going back and forth. And so it kind of ticked me off. A little bit scared me. So, I get like, I do a prayer every day. I know me and my wife, we study, but I'm saying on top of that, my phone, from my Bible app, I get a prayer every day. And that morning, I kept getting my alert for me to do my prayer that morning. And I kept closing it out because I was trying to write this. And when I wrote it, I finally read the prayer, and I'm going to go ahead and read this, then I'm going to get to the prayer. And I was tripping because it was confirmation on what I was writing. Because it was just, I was enraged when I was writing this stuff. All right, here we go. Follow me. I said the same society that birthed feminism is the same society that brainwashed some women to abandon their God-given duties, while convincing women that they are, at the same time, inferior to a society that God gave them the ability to raise, question, were we a better society post-coding or post-dating? I would take the latter because coding built longevity, respect, commitment, and a willingness to earn. All dating has built is a heartache, pain, false hope, confusion, and a great situation today would either be God sent or just plain luck to find stability in this chaos today. The sad thing is women don't understand their true power. Yeah, God gave men the ability to protect, provide, and run the world. But despite all that dominion, God still saw fit to empower women with a softness to set the tone. I said, if women would let go of their brainwashed, misandrous mindset and get back to our roots, said the world will heal itself. That's what I wrote. My prayer that morning was 2 Corinthians 7:14. If my people which call my name shall humble themselves, pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and forgive their sin and heal their land. Blew my mind, because I'm saying, think about this. You know how they so quick when you don't agree with a woman today, and not all, again, so a hit dog holler, I'm not talking to anybody. But when you don't agree with most women, first thing they want to call men misogynistic. Yep, that's their favorite word. Are you a misogynist? You a narcissist? They love throwing all these names and stuff. But the true part about it, when I'm actually trying to just correct you from a man's standpoint, because that's what men do. You know what I'm saying? Most time it don't be no harm. We're just trying to correct you. I don't mind you correcting me. But when you have a problem with a man trying to correct you, and first thing come out your mind is a misogynist, dude, you have to think about, no, I do not hate women. But you are misandrous. You know what I'm saying? Because just because I'm speaking what I'm speaking and trying to correct you, you don't, because you've been brainwashed to believe that I hate you, so you just got to hate me, and that's not how it works. But like I said, you don't understand. It's such thing as a misandrous. You know what I'm saying? You truly hate men. But then you was taught how to be a misandrist from, I'm finna hit you with one. Look this one up. A misothorpe. That going right over your head then. Hey, a misothorpe, dude. What that is, because y'all think misogynist is just the only word. No. You have misogynist, you have misandrist, you have a misothorpe. Misothorpe is a person who hates mankind. Democrats, liberals. Then I can do you one better. They are misopedis. They hate children. Come on, they be trying to, cut off body parts and come on, dude. Like I'm saying, these the folks who taught you the word misogyny when they made you a misandrist. And they look, let's get back to it, because I'm saying, like, I'm going over all y'all head right now. But look these words up. I'm telling you. Took me a while to learn them. You know what I'm saying? Because I was tripping when I had to, because I was like, they always using that word, but they don't even know what that means. But I'm saying, dude, like, we got to do better. Common sense. Mindset. Like, got to change all that, baby, and you get better. But you got to turn to God first. He's still waiting on you. Man, he didn't die for our sin for nothing. Crazy.
Just the other day, I recently had a client, a female client. She asked me, Miss Anita, men, they're not enthralled with women anymore. They don't approach in public. They don't chase women. They're not obsessed with women. They don't see our magic. Why do you think that is? And I responded, because we don't see our own magic. We spend so much time adorning the outside of ourselves that we have lost our ability to have inner magnetism, inner femininity, inner feminine power. Feminine power is not performative. It's not something that you have to put on. So between all of the BBL surgeries and the weaves and the wigs and the makeup and the lip filler, like, you all think that is what femininity is. It is something deep down inside of you that every woman, I believe, possesses, but they never really activate, especially now in this modern day world. It is your intuition. It is your ability to nurture things like your babies and your plants and your pets. It is your softness. It is your knowing. And that is actually why men, they don't see that in women anymore. They see, really, if I'm being honest, they see themselves. You all have become a mirror to a man, and not in a good way.
And don't no man want to be with a real man don't want to be with another man. You hear me? What you said is true. Me and my wife had this conversation the other day. We was talking about how I remember when, like, we've kind of took off in the mid or early to mid 90s, and I remember when women used to be kind of like they were gonna say a shame. They would kind of blend it in with their hair. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want you to know they had on weave. You know what I'm saying? They want to, like, give the illusion that they got a good little length of hair, because they wasn't putting it all the way down their butt and their back like women do today. Because I've seen some women, man, it almost touched their ankles. I'm like, dude, what is y'all doing? And I remember when women didn't want that type of look, because you knew it was fake. And today they just don't care. Like, you heard her say all the stuff like the butt and the lips and she said that's not feminine. It's not feminine, because I told you where it come from. It come from a man. That's a man look. That's how men, drag queens, like, that's how they portray a woman. Like, that's their interpretation of what a woman is, and that ain't y'all look, baby. I'm sorry. And that's why I just know y'all can do better. And I ain't talking about everybody can, but right now this ain't about men, it's about women. I done my video on men, and now I'm trying to do one on women. And I know, like I said, just drop them misandrous ways, man. Get back to who you truly are, baby. I'm telling you, because it's not hard out here. And, you know, just got to put the work in. One day at a time. One step at a time. How it go. I'm doing it right now.
Let's talk about the new generation of women. You guys are disgusting. And that's for real. Now, I'm not talking about all women, okay? Let me say that. But a very big majority of you all are such low level, are such low class, classless, disgusting, embarrassing. You guys are disgusting. And then you get mad when people are not clapping for the ignorance. You guys are shameful. And because of your disgusting low-class behavior, black women are at the bottom. People look at us as a science project. They don't understand us at all. The mindset, the way we carry ourselves, the things that we celebrate is so bad that men do not even want to commit to you guys. They don't want to be in a relationship with you. They just put you guys in situationships, pump you up with a baby, and there you go, another single mama. And then you guys want to celebrate that like that is something so big and something so, we're supposed to admire that. There is nothing admirable about that, okay? You guys are a reflection of bad parenting, a reflection of no parents, a reflection of fatherless behavior. That's what you guys look like, okay? Well, that's what you guys are. Put it like that, all right? And then again, you want to get upset when people are not clapping for the ignorance. You want to call it judging.
I haven't heard this woman speak before, and every time I hear her speak, she be on point. And it's going to ruffle some feathers. It's going to hurt some feelings because the young folks don't want you to say nothing to them. They don't want any type of correction because they feel like they're being judged. You are being judged, but righteously and with love, and you got to know the difference. Y'all are out here bad, and you're making us look bad. And I get this, sis, because I try to have a conversation with people, and baby, it's always, you're trying to manipulate, you're trying to gaslight, you're judging me. No, we love you. We just want y'all to step out into the world with what we know that you have. And it ain't stepping with your booty cheeks. It ain't stepping with your boobs all out. Now, I ain't got nothing against showing a little leg and taking it right back, but y'all showing more than leg these days.
Hey, she's spot on with them because to the level in which women expose themselves today, never thought we'd be here. Women, y'all control. Like I told you, God gave man all that power and dominion over the world to run stuff, but he gave y'all the softness to set the tone. Meaning, you don't have to give yourself to every man. You can make them wait. And they will wait. You got to make them work for it. They will work for it. I know, because I used to do all these things. Me and my wife coming up on 17 years married, man, almost 20 together. It wasn't easy. I had to put a little time in, put some effort in. And y'all hold that power, but don't even know how to use it. Don't even know how to tap into it. You don't have to expose yourself like that. When we were growing up, it was a saying called, a woman in the street, freak in the sheep. I done mentioned this in one of my previous videos because I remember saying that the line is blurred. Now they just freaks all over the place. And the freaks just come out at night. And so, like, y'all out in the daytime, nighttime, bedtime, all the time. Like, so I remember, like, saying, just back in March when they had to implement a dress code during the spring break. Think about that. While the spring break was active, while it was going on, them folks had to implement a dress code. Because y'all have no self-control. Meaning, again, you can do all that in the private of your home. Or the private, or wherever you want to just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have some land. It's private. It's yours. You can turn up. But in the public, it's got to be a sense of respect. It got to be. Because we all out there in the public. And like I said, when they did that, in March, man, when it was wild. Dude, come on. It was kids, old folks, parents. It was so many. I told you they implement this during the rodeo. Like, they stop and wrote rules down and print them down and pass them on. Hey, man, think about that. And I know we more than that. Like you said, bad parenting, no parenting. Like, it's you know, all that plays a role. It ain't just one thing. It's a multitude of things. It's like all collabed into one. But it can be fixed. But you got to want to fix it. Like I told you, alcoholic can't get better until he realizes that he is an alcoholic. And once he or she can admit that, they can start down the path of correction. And people not saying this to hurt your feelings, but I know your feelings gonna get hurt, and we're finna ruffle a lot of feathers. But it is what it is. If your feathers are being ruffled, you need to really listen to this, because I mean, I'm telling you, you probably the one we talking to. Come on, sis, you can do better. Like I said, you don't have to, like, look, your body is probably a temple. You control who you interact with like that. And you don't have to do all that, because like they be saying, I be tripping up the vicious cycle, because women say stuff like, ain't no good men out here. Men ain't ish. You know what I'm saying? Men ain't, you know what I'm saying? They got all this smoke for men, but yet it's still, because you want to be a single mom, instead of, like I said, trying to focus on one guy, you raising another dude that some woman ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, gonna feel the same way about. Then your daughter mimicking what she see you do. You see the rinse and repeat cycle? Like, y'all hate the men that y'all raising, but then you continue to raise more of these men for other women who don't want them either. Then your daughter, she watching you, so she actually gonna be that same. Man, like I said, you was taught by misothorpes. Make sure you look that word up. People who hate mankind, not just men or women and children. I told you, because the one who hate children, they call misopedes. And, you know, y'all think we misogynists when y'all really misandrous. And you was raised by misothorpes. You hear me? Go look these words up. I bet you're going to be tripping when you see them. But, yeah. Yeah, like I said, you just got to do the work, man. That's all. That's all. You just got to do the work. Quit complaining, making excuses, and let's get the work done. Because it's necessary. Because I promise you, once you start appreciating who you are, you start respecting who you are, you will start making others come correct. And guess what? They will come correct. That's what you don't get. Like, you don't have to put yourself out there like this. I'm talking about men will do right. You just have to make them do right. And so, if it's easy for them, they ain't finna. What make you think they finna? Like, you have to raise the bar, and they I promise they gonna reach up there and grab that bar. But if the bar is low and they can step right over, what makes you think they want to raise the bar when it's simple right now? And believe it or not, while you're doing it, you'll be raising their standard too. Yeah, it's a chain reaction. I used to be one of them, I know. But I've been out the market for a minute. I just been watching this stuff, and I've been tripping, because I told my wife, girl, I'm so glad we got together when we got together, because I couldn't do this. But I want to thank y'all for stopping by. Like I told you, I know this was a touchy subject, but, you know, had to be said. Because like I told you, I was raised by some strong women, and for me not to say this, I mean, most of them still walking this earth right now. They're giving me right now. You hear me? I'm telling you, I gotta be an example for my daughters and my sons, and like, come on now, I'm telling you, so I'm practicing what I preach. So I need y'all to step up and do the same thing. But anyway, it was a good video. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, man, for me. You feel me? Go ahead and comment. I want to hear what y'all got saying in the comments on this one. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I just ruffled some feathers. You hear me? But it's all good. You hear me? Because it needs to be said. Sometimes the best subjects and topics, you know, that need to be said, they're gonna be hard to say, and they're gonna be hard to hear. But it had to be said, and so this the healing process over here. But I think I was stopping by. You feel me? Get up with your boy. You know what it is. Like I said, the NT shop again. Here we focus on faith, facts, and honest reaction. I told you. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you again tomorrow. You feel me? Holla. Out.
From the first hello to the last farewell, welcome to the shop. Come on in and stay, where the world feels a little brighter today. Take a look around, let your worries drop. You belong right here. Welcome to the shop.